Okay, I had to interrupt for some time. Let us start again. Okay, so these are the integrals. We have taken d and x there. X are the first bra is I0 R1, ket is I0 R2. The bra and ket are opposite wave functions. If first one is I0 R1, the other one should be I0 R2. Then first one is I0 R2, then the other last one ket should be I0 R1. So that is the x integral. If they are same, it is d integral, direct integral. We call it as direct integral and exchange integrals. So we have these two integrals coming in equation 12. So instead of these values, you have to substitute d and x, just d and x there. So it will be E1 minus A modulo square E square by 4 pi epsilon 0 d plus x, 2 times d comes, 2 times x comes, isn't it? So d plus x comes in the first term and d plus x comes in the second term. So 2 times d and 2 times x. That is why it is written here. After substituting the terms d and x in equation 12, we will get H expectation as E1 plus 1 plus 2 into d plus x. 2 times d and 2 times x comes, and then divided by 1 plus I is there. 1 plus I is there. It should be A modulo square. A modulo square substitution oda cheyyumbozhana 1 by 2 into 1 plus I ആണ് അല്ലേ. A modulo square നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചായിരുന്നു. 1 by 2 into 1 plus I അതുകൂടെ സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് ഈ ഇക്വേഷൻ കിട്ടുന്നത്. സോ 1 plus 2 into d plus x divided by 1 plus I into E1. E1 is the first term, is also E1 there, isn't it? So E1 minus A modulo square. Minus A modulo square will be 1 by minus 1 by 2 into 1 plus I. You substitute that there and you will substitute for the wave the integral d and x. You will get this equation. Just do the substitution. You will get this equation. H expectation as 1 plus 2 into d plus x divided by 1 plus I into E1. Understood? Okay, now what you want to do is we have to consider, this is only electrons energy. So now you have to consider the proton energy also. Proton repulsion energy also we need to consider. We didn't do that, isn't it? So that potential energy is both protons are stationary, so there is no kinetic energy for these protons. Only potential energy is there. So we just need to take the potential energy of these two protons. So proton potential energy VPP is equal to E squared by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R. Okay, so this is the potential energy between the two protons. We have to add this with the H expectation. So this will be the total energy. F of x is equal to H expectation plus VPP. Substitute. Understood. Now we say that it is a function of x, which is r by a. If you substitute for psi 0 r1 and psi 0 r2, it contains the term exponential r1 by a, exponential r2 by a and all, isn't it? So it is a function of r by a. So we can say that is a function of r by a, where a is the a is called Bohr radius, which is the distance between the proton and electron in the hydrogen atom. So nucleus and the electron is the Bohr radius. So it is a function. Total energy is a function of x, which is r by a. So if you plot that with respect to x, the total energy versus x, then you will get a curve like that as shown in the figure. This indicates that there exists a region in which the total energy is less than that of the neutral atom plus a free proton. If you consider a neutral hydrogen atom and a free proton, neutral hydrogen atom and a free proton separately, the total energy, if you know that, then if you plot this hydrogen molecule ions energy, which is also 2 protons and 1 electron, bounded state. So if you compare it, then you can say that there is a region in which the hydrogen molecule ion is having lower energy than neutral hydrogen atom and one free proton. So that means binding can happen, it is possible between the neutral hydrogen atom and the free proton. So there is lower energy when it goes to a hydrogen molecule ion. So it is possible. Minimum point is showing that. So the equilibrium separation between the protons to form the bound state of the hydrogen molecule ion, there should be a equilibrium separation between the protons, and that is written there. Equilibrium distance in the figure is, lowest energy in the figure is 2.4x അല്ലേ 2.4 ആണ് എക്സ് വരുന്നത്. 2.4 ബോർ റേഡിയസ് വരണം in terms of Bohr radius പറയുവാണ്. So that means it should be 1.3 ആങ്സ്ട്രോം. Bohr radius എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 0.56 അങ്ങനെ എന്തോ ആണ്, അത്രയും ഉള്ളൂ, ആങ്സ്ട്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിനേക്കാട്ടിലും 2.4 ടൈംസ് Bohr radius വേണം രണ്ട് പ്രോട്ടോൺസ് തമ്മിൽ. അപ്പോഴാണ് ഏറ്റവും മിനിമം എനർജി ഉണ്ടാവുക ഫോർ ഹൈഡ്രജൻ മോളിക്യൂൾ അയോൺ. സോ ഹൈഡ്രജൻ മോളിക്യൂൾ അയോൺ ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പം നമുക്ക് ഒരു ഇലക്ട്രോണും രണ്ട് പ്രോട്ടോണുമാണുള്ളത്. ആ രണ്ട് പ്രോട്ടോണിൻ്റെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഇക്വിലിബ്രിയത്തിലാവുന്നത് എപ്പോഴാണ്? 2.4 ബോർ റേഡിയസിലാകുമ്പോൾ. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് വെൻ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് സെപ്പറേറ്റഡ് വിത്ത് എ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് 1.3 ആങ്സ്ട്രോം. So now you can just read the book. It is Griffith's Quantum Mechanics. The book by Griffith, and the name is Quantum Mechanics. I don't know exactly the name. Introduction to Quantum Mechanics or something like that. It is David J. Griffith's book. So I have referred that book. I will just take the photos and I will send the textbook pages photos to you, so that you can read the textbook also. Then you will understand it more clearly. If you don't understand, please ask me now itself, because I will also now I know how to explain. After some time maybe I will also forget the few things. So if you just ask me now, then it will be better. Okay, so if you don't understand, you can ask any time, no problem. I can discuss with you all your problems. We can solve. If you don't understand any portion, you can just ask me, pointing that area. Do this. Actually, write this portion in your textbook. All these lecture notes you have to write in your notebook, and then when you write, you will understand where you don't follow. So then that portion you just ask me at that time itself. If you watch the video, then also you will maybe some portions you may not understand, or some equations how it came you may not be knowing. So then at that time itself you ask me. Just take the screenshot and send it to me and ask me the question which you don't understand. Okay, so this is only this much only is there for variation principle. Now we have to study, next class you have to study WKB theory, WKB approximation. After WKB approximation, our portions will be finished. Then we will be maybe if we have time, I will go to JBM's topic. Let us see whether she will take or not. If she is not taking, from December only she will come. So till that time, after finishing WKB theory, we will start with the JBM's portion.